that game, could I tell you that that's what I enjoyed? No. They couldn't understand in their mind why I like going back to the end. And I couldn't understand in my mind why they would be happy to look like this all the way up in Essex, but not like this on the block. Don't you want the respect? Looking rich and being rich is two different things. And if you're not careful, you will now believe that you're rich, in which case you believe your own lies.
Oh, Visco, Puerto Rico, Le Portmato de Lu E.
Then you forget why you even entered the game. And now you're lost in the game. As the game was changing, it was more about what you looked like than what you actually had. Upon a time, you never actually had to have a nice car to know that this person makes money. Or nice clothes. It was one of them things where you just knew, yeah, this guy makes money. And that's when the game was beautiful.
Yo. Welcome to Gabz TV. We're back.
Your voice is better now.
Happy Father's Day, my guy. You do anything?
Had dinner. My VMs made me food, which was nice. Went to football. Took my son with me to football. That was it, really. Nothing else.
What do you think of the whole Father's Day stuff? Like, what's your thoughts on it?
In terms of what?
Like, celebrating it. No, a lot of people will say on the internet and in public, like, oh, it's not the most important day, this and that.
Personally, I'd say no, it's not the most important. I think it's a piss take, personally.
Why you say that?
Because you're celebrating things that you're supposed to do, and you're celebrating me for one day. What I do all throughout the year to be recognized on one day is a piss take to me. You're mugging me off. You're better off not celebrating me. If I'm consistently doing something every day, every week, whether it be paying or whether it be actively playing my role as helping the kid study or whatever it is my role is, I'm doing it all the time. Maybe every other day, words of affirmation, right? Thank you for being a wonderful dad. That goes a long way more than waiting until Father's Day to then start posting me talking about wonderful father. I get a post on Father's Day, and I'll be seeing it as well. I'll be like, where's all the other posts during the year? But today's the day that you post me. Don't post me. That would be my mentality. If you don't post me on a regular basis, don't post me. Because all you're telling me is that only on Father's Day do you recognize that I'm a good dad. I'm a great dad. And also, being a dad is normal. It's a job that you're supposed to do. Otherwise, don't have children. Do you need to be celebrated for that? I don't know. I think more if it was from a woman's perspective, because they need those things to feel value in whatever way they need to feel it for themselves, so that they're recognized. I can get it for them, but for us as men, what am I doing with that? You want to show appreciation for me, Father's Day, cancel Father's Day. Just make sure that you do things for me in the way that I need it to be done, which tells me you really appreciate me. Your acts of service. Giving me one day on your social media with a lovely message, then the rest of the year I get what? No messages. What kind of stupid shit is that? Are you taking a piss at me or what? But I hear it, it's a lovely day, And for those that need to feel like, as a black man, you're doing well as a dad and all of that, like, if that's what you need to feel, that's fine. Me personally, I just normalize being a dad. It's normal. It's a responsibility. I don't see why you praise me for doing something I'm supposed to do. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I definitely understand that perspective. Obviously, you chose to be a father, so it's not like it was something that was forced upon you. And you're doing it because that's what you wanted for yourself. I think also when it comes to the appreciation, I think we should take the approach that we take when it comes to friends. Like, we love to give our friends shout outs and stuff like that. And I feel like you're gonna appreciate me, you should appreciate me like that. Do you get what I
year
mean?
round. Yeah.
That's how you maintain your
That's how you
friendships.
maintain your friendships. Don't just praise me when it's Father's Day. Praise me when I bail you out. Praise me for my consistency. And that doesn't come in one day. I wasn't consistent for one day. I've been consistent throughout the kid's life. Praise me throughout the whole thing. You know, if you truly appreciate what it is to be a dad. And stop comparing me to the many dads that don't do. Compare me to the dads that do. And when you compare me to the dads that do, you then realize that it's normal. If you compare me to dads that don't do, you then look at what I'm doing as phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? So every time you tell me what you told me, I don't get twisted. I like hearing nice things, don't get me wrong, but I also think a bit towards that. And I don't like to get too carried away with what the nice messages that people send me, because as much as it's nice, don't get me wrong, it doesn't make my head think I'm doing something spectacular.
And the job's not done.
And the job is definitely not done. God damn it. We're not even close. The training that my son's getting, I haven't even kickstarted my one. It's more with his mum right now. My one, when it kicks in, maybe his mum might not like me.
Let's hope that never happens.
Well, you never know.
So yeah, all right, cool. I think we'll start talking about what we were talking about in the shops today. We went shopping, and we were like, "Rah, things are bloody expensive." Like, I think everything is going up. Like everything. Like we were just sitting there thinking, like, "Rah, like this life, we're legitly gonna be paying for everything, full price," and that's how it is. I was just sitting there thinking, like, obviously we had our time, but now I'm just sitting here thinking, like, how would you try and save? Like, you know, you have businesses, you hustled, you did whatever, but how will you try and save today? Like, how would you maneuver when it comes to money?
What do you mean?
Like, what would you do today that will put you in the same position? Because I always say to people that, like, you're a real hustler when you have the confidence that, you know, in any paradigm, you'll always be rich and wealthy. So I feel like, for me, I'm at a stage where I run with that type of feeling that you could put me in the 1900s, you could put me in the future, I'll still always make money because of the principles of how I move when it comes to money. Do you get what I mean? So, like, what would you do when it comes to money?
What would I do when it comes to money?
Like, yeah, how would you start this time around?
How would I start this time around?
Yeah, because, you know, like, I'll give you an example. You get a lot of people that used to shop. I will say, you know what? When you calculate all the money, you might as well have a full-time job.
Some, yeah.
Yeah, not all,
Some.
but I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There's a few guys really chopping,
Yeah.
but the majority of people are making full-time wages.
Yeah.
And some come to the realization in their 20s, some come at the teen and drop it out, and then some people don't find out until they're in their 30s and they have to work.
Yeah.
What would you do now if you were starting as a teenager now?
I would understand the difference between my money and your money if I was a teenager. For example, you say you take a shot. You can shop and make money. I can, let's say, sell t-shirts and make money. We can make the same amount of money, but the problem is that your money comes in faster than my money does. So you can spend in a certain kind of way that I can't spend. But if I make myself believe I can spend with you, you'll have money and I won't have anything left. If you make money every single day and I make money once a month, if we add up to the end of the month, yeah, and we both have the same money, I'm more likely to have no money after we spend than you are. And that's purely because if I'm trying to keep up with you, I'm going to blow it all to keep up with all the things you've already done. Because you probably bought something that week, you probably bought something that week. You know what I'm saying? Because your money comes different. What I would tell someone younger than me is, yes, they make a lot of money, and you can too make a lot of money. It doesn't have to always be shotting or fraud or robbing. But recognize that when you make that money, you have to spend in a different way from how they spend. Do you get what I'm saying? You cannot move like you're going to spend the same money the way that guy spends money when you know that guy woke up that morning and made 10 grand. For you to make 10 grand took a period of time, took a lot of legwork. He woke up and 10 grand has come. Now, he spends 3 grand. The 3 grand that you're going to spend at the 10 grand you made, it's a different, it's come out, you know what I'm saying? You have to really think about this one. Spend the money in the way that you know makes sense for how you get it in. If you don't get it in the way he gets it in, don't spend the way he gets it in. So I knew that from young. If I'm grinding and my money, let's say I make, I don't know, 5 grand. Let's just say it took me 3 days to make 5 grand. Whoever I've done business with who maybe have taken more percentage than me has made my money 3 times over, because what I had to do to make that 5 grand was bring a lot more to him, and that particular person has about 5 more of me. So if he's one, there's 5 of us. He's making money from all 5 of us. I'm only making money with him. So 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. All going to him, but I've only made my little part out of that. Now, he tells me, let's go out. He can easily do 5 grand in one night. I only made 5 grand. What you're forgetting is that if there's 5 with him, 5, 10, 15, 20. He's got another 20 sitting somewhere. How the hell am I going to go and spend with him? My job is to basically be like, raw, guy. And this is where we say, start behaving yourself and cut your coat according to your size. I'm coming out, are you paying? This like, look. And then obviously be the little boy in the situation. And let my man do what he's doing, because for me to compete with him don't make no sense. And don't make the girls believe you spent it. Tell the girls straight, look, I'm rolling with Big G, boy, and I'm not gonna lie. But we can have a good time, but boy, don't think I'm on his level. I'm not on his level. Because to be on his level would mean that I'd need to be in the one position. And I ain't.
Yeah, I think that's something. I think that comes down to money psychology, because I think naturally when you do business with people and you make the same type of money on one like adventure, you start thinking that you two are the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I find that was definitely something I noticed when I was younger. I generally used to believe that the guy I'm making money with in this business venture we're doing were the same. When in reality, as you get older, you start to realize, he doesn't care so much because he's already clear.
He's already... So imagine if the thing that you're doing with him flops. He already got 4 more of you that's dropped. So he's fuming because the one that he's doing with you might have been the one that he was going to go and buy the Rolex for this girl. But he's already cleared with the other 4 boys. Now, I did it based on 1 on 5. Usually it's 1 on 20. Now, you want to go with your little change that you made with that person and go and start trying to do the same amount of bottles and move like your boss too? Bro, you ain't the main guy. You the middleman, bro. You the young boy. Play your role. When I say young boy, not young boy as in age, young boy as in young money. You know what I'm saying? Behave yourself.
What about the notion when they say money begets money? So like, the main reason why I probably would have like spent the same type of money because I wanted to look like him, meaning that I felt like, okay, cool. If I look like I've got money, then the money will be attracted to me, type of thing. You know, like all this manifestation stuff. Like, don't you think that works? Like,
It works, but here's the problem now. Money makes more money, which is that if you look like money, more money comes. Problem is that you get lost in your lie. Remember, you make yourself look like you have more than what you have. When you make yourself look like you have more than what you have to remember that you are lying, you're deceiving. It's a strategic marketing strategy. I look rich, you're the fool that comes to me. But here's the problem now. looking rich and being rich is two different things. And if you're not careful, you will now believe that you're rich, in which case you believe your own lies. Then you forget why you even entered the game. And now you're lost in the game. So I'll give you an example, yeah? When we was younger, we used to buy cars. We used to buy a lot of cars. And I didn't understand the game. And that was purely because my interests, 30% of my interest was money, 70% of my interest was being that guy. I wanted to be on road. You didn't have to groom me. I didn't get whatever. I chose this life. I wanted it, all of it, and everything that come with it. As I got a bit and I began to understand, luckily for me, that my priorities was not being a prick, me being that guy, I could see money a bit different compared to like other people that were around me. And eventually I began to understand as the game was changing, because the game was changing a bit. It was more about what you looked like than what you actually had. Upon a time, you never actually had to have a nice car to know that this person makes money. Or nice clothes. It was one of them things where you just knew, yeah, this guy makes money. And that's when the game was beautiful. You couldn't, is it Fugazi? You couldn't Fugazi that thing. You couldn't, you couldn't Jinnles it. The guy that you're seeing with shorts, with dry knees, dry toes, he's walking to the shop. You're looking at him like he's a wasteman, but let me not lie to you. Everybody knows in that community, within that borough, this guy's up. And that was the beauty of the mystery of the game. If you know, you know. You know that saying, when you know, you know. If you know, you know. What's understood doesn't need to be said. You know what I'm saying? Then later on now, it changed. And if you're not careful, like you said before, if you don't adapt to that change, you get stuck in the past. So you're saying the millennials and, changing all over time. I understood the shift. I could see that we was moving away from actually being the guy that has money to looking like the guy that has money. And I could see that people are now being more attracted to those kind of people. So what I did then is I then joined them too, but knowing in my mind that I'm doing this strategically to keep the buzz going over here. Because I'm making the money, don't get me wrong, but the problem is that I'm making the money, but this guy looks like he's making more than me. Now these times I could have way more money than that person, but for some strange reason, he looks better than me. So what do we do now? We moved past little cars and I started getting to the place. I think, you know what? Let me start bringing out the special thing. So what I would do is I would go and buy a 10 grand car or 20 grand car, brand new out of the lot, Mercedes, and I'll probably get it in white, cocaine white. So it's like, yeah, flexing. And I'll do that on purpose. This is when I went past my phase of I can't pay for insurance, and I've gone past this phase now, the dumb phase. I've done it now on purpose, and I've bought it on purpose to set the level that Gabz makes a lot of money. These times I could be making no money. A lot of the time I wasn't making any money. I already had money because where I'm from on block, we didn't spend money. You just save money because the expectation was that you're going to go jail. So you have to be ready in case you know what I'm saying? You just have to stack. And that's not job because of the money. That's job because, boy.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. You see it. And we chose this life. You know what I'm saying? So boom now, I would buy the car. And immediately, if I paid 15 grand for the car, 15 grand was a lot of money them times, yeah? We're talking about like 19 or so. Pay 15 grand for the car, I would legit, in about 3 weeks, I've made my 15 grand back. I only did it so that you could all jump back on my lap. When you back on my lap, I'll do what I need to do, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, before you know it now, you're spending your last to go and buy the car, And if you remember carefully, you remember after I've paid 15 grand for the car, remember how much I used to sell the cars for? It'd be like 7, 8 grand. I say, take it. And that's purely because in my mind, which was a bit dumb when I think about it now, I should have really just kept the cars. But I didn't really want the cars. I just wanted it as a tool to get more business. To me, once I've made my 15 grand back, if the car goes for 7, the job is done. because I wasn't making money anyway. But that now has brought more business. That's now allowed me to now, all right, cool, boom, 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 boom. So for 15 grand, bearing in mind, I wouldn't have the car no more than 7 months. I'm ready to sell. And all the time it's like, Gabz, why are you trying to sell? Have you gone broke or whatever else? I'll be like, yeah. But in my mind, I'm like, the job is done. Because I never wanted the car in the first place. I just knew that you stupid fuckers, unless I buy these things, you're going to say I fell off. And in the game, if you're trying to play it, you play it to win it. I never played the game to be lost in the game. I played it to win it. And that's what I did.
So, like, when it comes to like how you spent your money, because obviously you mentioned that you used to save a lot. Do
Not
you
save a lot.
But
when
when I say saving,
we didn't. Them times, having money was great. But being a prick and having money wasn't great. I'm coming from a school of hard knocks. Bully block. Before you could step out to have money, you had to be a guy. In actual fact, the guys that had money had to link up with the guys that didn't have money, because the guys that didn't have money were the guys. You know the guys I'm talking about. You're just a guy that's got money. So to be safe, to be spared, you had to roll with him. That was the only way the wolves didn't take you. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you wasn't ready to compete with all those wolves, as big as your money was, you had to make your money seem real small. You couldn't just buy a chain. You had to earn the right to have a chain. To be able to wear your chain on block means you are somebody. And nobody tried to rob you. You couldn't just do it just physically because you made money. How does that work? See what I'm saying? So you stacked more than anything else because you just don't want to get your stuff taken all the time. Which meant that really and truly you wasn't a guy. You just knew how to make money. Again, the game shifts now. We're in a stage now where if I make 100 grand today and I've never been nothing out of nowhere, now suddenly I'm the roughest guy going. Money now has made you a guy. But where I'm coming from, you was a guy without the money. It was what you did, the work you put in. Guys knew who you was. They knew going to that area is long, not because of that area, because them man are there. You see what I'm saying? So what then happens is that them pricks that's got money, they will come and suck off here on that. Yeah, let's roll with these lot, because if we roll with these lot affiliated, we are blessed. Somehow now the ones that's got money is now forgotten the fact that they're pricks. You just got money. You're still a prick. You know what I'm saying? So them times there stacking was just, you know, that, and also the fact that to be the guy means that you're likely to potentially go to jail. And who's trying to sit in jail with no money?
do you feel like you didn't enjoy your money then? And would you encourage the youngers of today to enjoy their money more or be conscious of their saving habits?
I'm a bit different. And the reason why I'm a bit different, it's not that I didn't enjoy my money. I did. I just didn't. I wanted money for the simplest of things. Red Rooster. I don't know, a bike. I didn't think about having chains and chaps and stuff. The only reason why I bought a chaps is because I bought a chaps. The reason why I bought a chaps is because he saw Jay-Z wearing the chaps. In which case he bought it from Jay-Z. Then I thought, raw. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I couldn't sit there and say I thought about all these things. We go fast forward now. I never cared about Louis Vuitton. What's Louis Vuitton to me? Biggs, Zaza, Iddy. After I spent a bit of time with them, you know Biggs go blind me, and they're putting Louis Vuitton scarves around their heads and stuff, and they're talking with some next lingo, and it's SAS, Euro Gang, America, Dipset shit going on. I'm like, raw. So what? I gotta get a £400 belt too. And if you told me before that, would I have purchased a £400 belt? Huh? For what? It's not that I liked it, it's that I liked the way they liked it, in which case I then tasted it and I started liking it. But when I strip it back properly, when I think about it later on, I think, did I actually like this? But then again, no different from the young bucks that get groomed. I was very impressionable. Someone has something nice, I look and say, and then I see the way they're moving. And they're wearing sunglasses in the party. Now in my head, it's dark. Why do you wear sunglasses when it's dark? It's called sunglasses. But it looks fucking cool, so fuck it, I'm gonna do it too.
It be like that, too.
You know? And then I bring that swag to the block, and everybody's like, Gabz, you're dripping. But the truth is I'm dripping on a block full of gorillas. And at some point, I'm gonna have to take it off and go and do the that thing because we still got ongoing. So I'm wearing it on the block, but for what purpose? I don't know.
You know what? I do.
Sorry.
I do remember summers where like man will proper go Bond Street, come back to Stratford, bag full of Ralph Lauren. I remember you used to iron them, get dry cleaned, and all of this stuff. And I just think, bro, like all of this for like at the time £80 polo, and this was we're talking 2012.
To wear it in Fat Boy's house.
Exactly. There was no
Because
girls.
there was no girls on the block.
Just man them, gorillas.
You know what I'm saying? It didn't.
It didn't
But
make
you know what?
sense.
My saving grace, if I'm being honest with you, my saving grace is he was connected
To
in a
different
way
ends.
that I was never connected. He was more out there. He knew different people, and luckily I'm his boy, innit? So guess what? I'm riding shotgun. And out of nowhere, I'm in different parties. Ask me the name of the party, I can't tell you. Ask me the venue. Ask me even how to get here. I ain't gonna lie to you. Even the way you used to drive from young, I'd be like, how do you know these places? But it's like, rags, boy, let's go. So whatever flow he's on, I'm on. But the difference is that I'm ready for a fight. What I want is the smoke. More than, because in that world, you have respect when you have money, but I didn't really look at it like that. I just looked at everybody that had money that you lot are pussies. And I don't think they are pussies. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they're all tough in their own way. It's just that I'm not. I'm a Maryland. I can't really see what you do. You could be the roughest guys from Hackney. I wouldn't have known that them times. I'm just assuming, bro. You know, where's your yeah? I ain't seeing it. All I'm seeing is champagne. Like, Do you get what I'm saying? So when I was having those clothes, I could go out with him and move in different circles. Then Biggs and Zaza, they would take me certain places too, and because I was running for them, I was working for them at one point, and with you know what I mean? Like there was different phases. You get what I'm saying? But again, could I tell you that that's what I enjoyed? No. They couldn't understand in their mind why I like going back to the ends. And I couldn't understand in my mind why they would be happy to look like this all the way up in Essex, but not like this on your block. Don't you want the respect? But then obviously they shared their personal experiences with me, and I won't go into detail of that. And I can understand where they're coming from, but all I heard in my head was, well, you shook. But really and truly, what they were saying was what they was giving was wisdom. I didn't see it then. A bad experience on ends had to happen to me for me to see that wisdom. You know, so sometimes he who does not hear must feel. And they were showing me this is gonna happen. And when it did happen, again, something that I never thought would happen in my lifetime on my block, it happened. And that was the time I could honestly say I knew the difference between being violated and being hurt. There is a big difference between being violated and being hurt.